Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we turn to talking about the latest and greatest internet sensation coming from a new upcoming creator named Nico Lowell, who is now more famously known as the OK Boomer Girl. Recently, Nico had her 15 minutes of fame when a video of her dancing while wearing a Bernie Sanders shirt went viral. Now there's a lot more to that story, but basically, to sum this part up for now, Nico made a video on the app called Tik Tok. There she wore a Bernie shirt and danced to a trending song called OK Boomer. And since Nico is rather easy on the eyes, this clip eventually went viral, gaining millions of views, and she got loads of attention and new fans from it too. And here's where the story actually gets more interesting. Well, OK Boomer quickly lost all those new fans a few days later, and even she got those guys to turn on her so hard, it led to her Twitter account getting banned and everything. That's right. And you're never going to guess why those guys turned on her, nor will you believe what she said to them afterwards. That ruined her newfound fame and goodwill with the public almost completely, almost as quickly as she got famous. All of this story will be spelled out today and more, but first, let's take a quick moment to check out our loyal sponsors at Raid Shadow Legends. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I feel like I hardly have enough time to play video games anymore. That's why I'm always looking for something to play on my mobile device. And well, if you're looking for a really cool and really fun RPG to play on the go, Raid Shadow Legends is certainly a good choice for you. And the best part is it's free, so why not give it a try today? I love laying back and playing Raid on my cell phone while chilling in bed at night, getting ready to go to sleep. Or you could play the game on your iPad or other mobile devices like, say, an extra phone or an iPod Touch. You can also play Raid both on mobile and on your desktop, so keep that in mind too. And now, the highly anticipated Battle Pass is on. Season 1 is live and you can win awesome rewards including free energy refills, gems, upgraded artifact sets, and new epic and legendary champions by fulfilling the daily and weekly challenges. So go to this video's description and click on my special links, and if you're a new player, you'll get 100,000 silver and one free champion named Hex Weaver. These rewards will only be available for the next 30 days, so check it out today. Thanks for your time, and now back to the show. Great. Now that that's out of the way, let's get back to the OK Boomer Girl's story. Now, we can't watch the original video here for a number of reasons, but let me show you some pictures and break it down and walk you through it, and talk about all the points and why it became so popular. First, let me rephrase this whole premise, and then we'll spell things out term by term. Today, what we're talking about is a TikTok video from a person named OK Boomer Girl now, because she danced to a song with that name while supporting Bernie Sanders, a communist presidential candidate. A lot of explanation is needed there, so let's go over it beat by beat. First of all, what the hell is TikTok anyway? Well, it's a currently trending app for smartphones that lets people record little videos and share them with friends. Sounds kinda like a YouTube, right? Well, not really. TikTok is a more streamlined service that shares shorter videos, that just uses vertical cameras on mobile phones as far as I can tell. And in TikTok, people mostly record and dance along to popular songs, lip syncing and stuff like that. Pretty similar to what OK Boomer Girl did. And I usually explain TikTok as being the new version of the Vine app, but that's going to need its own explanation now soon, because people hardly even remember Vine anymore either. It was a similar short video app that was also trending back in 2013 to about 2016, and it failed and went bankrupt and closed up shop since then, as I predict TikTok will do one day soon too. But for now, TikTok is still all the rage, and everyone and their mother is making silly little videos like this, trying to get internet famous in one of the easiest, cheapest, and most inane platforms possible. Next, let's talk about this OK Boomer song the Nico girl was dancing to. Now, I don't know much about that song specifically. It appears to be some kind of trending internet song by a no-name, but I do know quite a bit about the phrase OK Boomer. It's a catchphrase and meme that gained popularity among younger cohorts from about 2019, who use the term to dismiss or mock attitudes stereotypically attributed to the baby boomer generation. Baby boomers, or simply boomers, well, that's what internet people called old people now. An OK Boomer is basically like when people used to say OK Grandpa or something similar. It was used to dismiss and call someone old school and outdated and antiquated. So first we have this boomer term that's also been trending for years, and then by 2019, OK Boomer became such a thing that now we have swaths of songs and videos dedicated to that phrase, one of which was the one made by this Nico Lowell girl, the one she chose to dance to, and now it's made made her into this okay boomer girl, and well, the rest is now history. Next, let's talk about the Nico girl herself. She was apparently someone who has had an internet presence for a long while, although she didn't get very popular until this viral video. Yes, Nico has had a Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok that have all been set up and running for a while now, but nothing she created ever trended or got nearly as popular as her okay boomer girl dance. And I'm here to try and explain why. And well, it was basically a perfect storm type situation. Nico had been trying to get internet famous for a good amount of time, and she had a lot of the right ingredients and basics too. That eventually all came together like lightning in a bottle earlier this month. But her trying for a long time is important to note here too, since you can tell she was becoming increasingly more and more enthusiastic with her attempts, let's say. Some might call it desperate, but I wouldn't necessarily call her super desperate, but it definitely smelt of that a bit. This is also likely a part of the reason why Nico chose to wear more and more revealing clothes over time. She learned from her days on Twitch that girls who show off the goods get more attention, and although the actual okay boomer girl video might not seem too revealing itself, but if you check out more of her post and her Instagram, boy oh boy, it's pretty clear we got a wannabe ethot on our hands here. Very much reminding me of the likes of Amaruth or Alinity or Pokimane and other Twitch ethot girls who focus on garnering in thirsty boy fans. And this isn't the worst situation either, since okay boomer girl is clearly highly attractive, so it fits for her to try and jump into this genre. And also, to her credit, Nico does seem genuinely nice, friendly, bubbly, and really perfect for this kind of internet gig. And that's why when she finally had the genius idea to wear a Bernie Sanders shirt while doing her sexy dance to the trending phrase and song Okay Boomer, well, that's the bump and spark of creativity it took to send her internet career off. It's important to spell out the pro-Bernie stuff here more too, since you really can't overstate how much of an effect the Bernie Sanders side had on the okay boomer girl and her story. Had she worn any other candidate's shirt, this would have never happened. If okay boomer girl wore a Trump shirt, for example, well, forget about getting trending at all. You'll be suppressed even, and maybe even banned. Or even had she worn a Biden or Elizabeth Warren shirt, sure, it might have been acceptable according to the left-wing mainstream media, but those candidates don't have nearly the same internet reach as Bernie. No, for as much as we hate the communist guy and his BS policies, but you do have to admit, Bernie Sanders has a significant and very enthusiastic base that certainly seems to be rather large on the internet. Now, this support group may not transfer to actual votes in the real world, and the public certainly isn't accepting Bernie and his communism as much as they hope, as he's about to lose to Biden in the primaries. But regardless, Bernie's internet presence certainly is significant, and it's a big part of the reason the okay boomer girl and her video took off the way it did. Not only did she share a video of her in a Bernie shirt saying okay boomer to all the anti-Bernie haters, but also this is probably one of the first times Democrats, particularly socialists and communists, well, this is one of the few times they actually got a hot chick to support them. And then she made this cute and catchy video about it too? Well, it's no wonder they started sharing this thing like wildfire. And then people from all over the place took notice, and whether or not you supported communism or not, people were sharing this clip regardless. Obviously, the okay boomer girl is a wicked hottie, so once the Sanders supporters got her out there, many others latched on too, regardless of politics, and that's what brought us here to where we are today. But that's only the beginning of this story, actually. As I hinted and stated earlier, this okay boomer girl didn't just rise up like a phoenix. She also quickly came crashing down like the sexy house of cards she really is. This article has more details about her downfall. It's called "Woman Goes Viral After Dancing Video Endorsing Bernie Sanders, Then Loses All Her New Followers," with a subtitle saying, "A video featuring a meme almost as old as the people it mocks made her a lusted after internet darling before she revealed too much." Okay, now we're onto something then. Looks like okay boomer girl revealed something about her that her new audience didn't find too pleasing. Gee, I wonder what that could be. A pretty girl gets lots of new attention from thirsty males online, mostly lusting after her for posting sexy pictures, and what could someone like that do then to ruin her newfound fame? Well, I have my suspicions, but let's go ahead and read on into this article first and see what they have to say for sure. The video has since been viewed more than 16 million times. As the video began going viral, many posters online quickly became enamored with the partner Twitch streamer's beauty, detailing their struggle to not engage in simp behavior in response to her posts. Then below that is a tweet of a guy jokingly acting like he's trying not to simp for okay boomer girl. And below that we can see the top of some of her more sexy photos she's been sharing online, of which there are many. And for those who don't know, a simp is basically a person who tries to get the attention of females by acting subservient, submissive, or simple, which is the word it obviously is drawn from. It's a rather new term that appears to be replacing others like the C word, or the word used for a bird that raises another bird's child, or also incel seems to be getting replaced by simp too. Basically, people are being called simps if they're chasing after women online too much, especially if they're doing so by kissing their asses or trying to defend or white knight them. And well, a buttload of so-called simps started following OK Boomer Girl when she went viral. But as we'll soon see, the term easy come, easy go couldn't be more true here than anywhere else. In the case of Nico Lowell, it appears to be the former after she revealed one detail of her life that saw many of her new simp followers abandon her. After surging in popularity on Twitter after posting the video of herself dancing in her Bernie shirt last week, Nico Lowell lost close to 65,000 followers in the space of 48 hours, after revealing the 78-year-old senator isn't the only man in her life. Ruh-roh. Looks like Nico has a boyfriend then. Party's over, boys. Let's wrap things up and move on to the next internet sensation. Nico's 15 minutes are up, and it's time for another girl and another meme to take our attention. But really, I actually don't get this much at all. Did all those guys really follow Nico because they thought they had a chance with hooking up with the girl? I guess some must have thought that at least a little bit, because losing 65,000 followers in 2 days is nothing to scoff at. In fact, I think she's lost even more since then, like over 100,000, all because she said she had a boyfriend once on a stream on another website. Now, we all know that's pretty ridiculous, but we also need to be fair to the guys and the so-called simps. Internet girls like this are certainly encouraging this behavior in a number of ways. They go online, over-sexualize themselves, and sometimes even flirt with and fan the flames of young, dumb boys who might not be mature enough yet to know they never have a chance with hooking up with an e-thought on the internet to begin with. We all know that, and it's easy to see from far away and if you're grown up, but to be fair, everyone's not as mature as us. And then creators like OK Boomer Girl, they encourage this behavior and cater to these kinds of audiences too. So they really shouldn't be surprised when they turn on them for something like this. Saying she had a boyfriend basically broke the illusion of the whole thing, and it ruined the fantasy for many, if not most, of the new people who followed this girl. Another example of this could be with politics. Like, for example, if you have a YouTube channel like mine that supports Trump and produces conservative-leaning videos, well, don't be surprised when the audience you garner from this turns on you if you decide to all of a sudden say you're a Bernie Sanders supporter now, or you're a centrist or a Democrat or something else, like say a free thinker. I think you guys get the point. It's a little wrong and based on bad ideas for OK Boomer Girl, but it's also understandable in a way. And also, in a way, Nico Lowell here is reaping what she's sowed. Whether the above poster was serious, it looks as though someone had been reporting Nico Lowell's tweets in the wake of the revelation. Her account appears to have been briefly suspended before reappearing. It's believed a copyright issue was the trigger for the suspension and led to her popular video being blocked in some countries. Then you can see below, OK Boomer Girl's account was suspended in that picture. Now, I think it is fully back now, and that original post with the video might be back too. But this just goes to show how crazy and heated and dramatic this whole thing has really become. Those thirsty dudes must have felt really betrayed if they went so far as to report and get her account banned. But also, it's worth noting here, this banning could have come from the copyrighted song too, or a dozen or so other places. Who really knows? I do think that this whole situation shines light on the failures of Twitter itself though. It's far too easy for mom mentality to rule there and to turn on people and get them banned over virtually nothing. And in my opinion, unless you're arrested, on trial, or dead, there's very few reasons social media sites actually need to ban anyone at all for anything. But they still do so all the time because they're power hungry and they just can't help themselves. Last thing to go over before we wrap this up is a video clip from OK Boomer Girl herself. Here we got a clip from one of her Twitch streams, and she's talking about how simping and worshipping women is supposedly a good thing, believe it or not. Go ahead and take a look for yourselves, and then we'll discuss this further.
I just don't understand what's wrong with like worshipping a girl. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Girls deserve to be worshipped. Alright? Not saying specifically me.
Well, I kinda think you are, lady. And as far as worshiping girls, yeah, I mean, okay, maybe. Maybe I'm going to worship my mother, my sister, grandmother, or wife or daughter. But as far as worshiping all women and trying to treat them like these special snowflakes, I don't think so. In fact, I think worshiping any woman too much becomes a big turnoff, and it makes you look like a weak beta soy boy who is chasing after someone who's just not that into you, which is a good movie, by the way. I might watch that on Netflix later. And also, most girls don't even like this kind of behavior anyway. Worshipping or clamoring at their feet too much isn't really something they're into. They claim they do like it a lot, and I'm sure these Twitch streamers like this are going to pretend they like their so-called worshippers, but that's only because they pay the bills. And pay pigs online make the best fans on Twitch. But really, in real life, particularly in dating, men who worship women too much actually turn them off. In fact, women tend to like guys who almost ignore them or treat them wrong sometimes. And this is why hot chicks like this will always end up dating assholes. And by the way, I know this video looks incomplete here, the one with Nico streaming, and that's because this OK Boomer girl has a ridiculous amount of cleavage in her stream. So I had to cut some of it out to please the gods of this website here. That may fly on Twitch if you're an e-girl, but not if you're a Republican on YouTube. And it's worth pointing out this cropping too, since obviously those assets of Nico there are why this Boomer girl is getting so popular. But then at the same time, she also doesn't seem to like that romantic attention, and she talks about her boyfriend. And even then, even though she claims to think simping is a good thing too, pretty ridiculous, and I have to say, I'm not buying it.
But girls should be worshipped, alright? It doesn't mean you're a simp, alright? Simping isn't bad. Simping is king shit, okay? You're a king if you're not afraid to simp.
Simps aren't kings, girl. Simps are more akin to the town crier or some farm worker who shovels pig shit. Really, kings don't act like simps at all. Kings are strong, confident, and self-reliant champions who treat their queens great, sure, but they treat them like equals and comparable, not like they're above them and better than them. And hey, what about all that feminist stuff claiming women want to be equal anyway? Doesn't sound like that's true if girls like this OK Boomer one are asking to be worshipped and treated better than everyone else. What do you guys think? Have you been following this OK Boomer girl story? Do you find it as interesting and as dramatic as we all do? Comment your thoughts on everything below, and thanks for watching No Bullshit. Hit that like button to help support this channel, and we'll see y'all next time.